Morning, folks. How you doing today? Coming at you with another oil field update, February 5th, 21. We're going to go through some comments, rig counts, production data, some oil field news. There's always some oil field news, and some what I think about's coming up here for the spring. So good to have you all. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate all the comments and new subscribers. And once again, I'm going to try to get through this little morning vlog here before I get too stiff and grumpy because I'm back down again. So, alrighty, folks, I've been watching oil price this morning. Wasn't but 20 minutes ago we were at 57.08. And just now we went back down to 56.90, but we're still up 67 cents on the day. So those are good numbers. So that's the December contract. Actuals are WTI is 52.68. Bakken Sweets is 45.75. So up here in North Dakota, we are just above the break even. We're 75 cents over break even. And you can imagine 75 cents over break even with all the pipeline crap that's going on, why that differential price could come into play. So we'll see what happens there. All right, so rig counts. Rig counts are 384. Oil rigs are 300. I think that's up 14. Fracs 172 or 170 fracs. That's nationwide. Production's just below 11 million barrels a day. It's been there that's been about the past year. It hasn't changed very much. 10.9 to 11. So the highest we've seen is about 11 million barrels a day. So there's your oil prices, your fracs, your rig counts. Let me go back here. All right. So what does all this mean? We're seeing some significant jumps every day in the oil price. I think that's to be expected with everything that's happening. But my opinions on what's going on. I don't want to get too positive too quick here, but for all you folks looking to come back, the oil field company drivers, owner operators, whatever, roustabouts, anybody looking to get in the oil field, time's coming. I've said that a lot over the past year, and early to mid 2020, there was a hiring spree there for company drivers, but of course that kind of went away. So that's the ups and downs of the oil field, right? So, but I expect, I'm not going to write this in stone right now, but I would expect, and I'm hoping for, and many of us up here are, that spring comes around and we see things start to take off. I would almost forecast that you're going to see a hiring spree come spring. May, right around May, would be a good time to shoot for, to start seeing everybody looking for drivers. And for you owner operators that want to bring a truck up here, April, May, June, it's a good time to start looking, start talking to people. So, and I want to get into some rates. So let's talk about something that nobody seems to discuss. It comes up on a lot of other channels. I know a lot of people were asking Andrew on his lives about your authority and stuff like that. So let me try to explain something here to everybody that never gets talked about. Now, this isn't for you guys that are up here. This is for people that don't understand what it's like as an owner operator, and what kind of rates you get and leasing on and your authority and all that. Okay. Now, I'm not 100% sure about Texas, but up here in North Dakota, you don't have to have interstate authority. You can have, if you want your own authority in North Dakota, you can file for intrastate, okay? And doesn't mean a whole lot. So your authority is going to be your DOT your plates, your insurance, and all that, right? And even if you have your own authority, you're leasing on to somebody, okay? So here again, I'm not sure about Texas, right? But in North Dakota, there's two ways of leasing on to somebody. You cannot have your authority. You can just have a truck. You can run their plates under their insurance and all that. I'm sure that the rate is going to be cut dramatically on you. So you're not looking at getting 85% per load. I'm not sure what it would be. I don't even know anybody that really does that. So I have my own authority, and I do have some of my own work, right? And that requires an MSA, Master Service Agreement, right? So, but for most of the work I do, I lease on to another company. So you're not going to work directly for an oil field or haul for a frac sand company. You know, you might haul for a frac sand company, but this is what nobody really talks about, and I want to get everybody out there a little bit of understanding about it. So unless you are a pretty significant company with a lot of vehicles, with a lot of equipment, a lot of employees, and able to provide service to the oil companies, you don't run for them. You'd have to have a master service agreement with the oil companies, and you'd be a huge company to do that sometimes. Everybody else, I don't care if you got 5, 6, 7, 8 trucks, you lease on. Okay, you're leased on to the company that has the contract with the oil company, and you run under them. Okay, so that never gets talked about. I'm hoping I can clear that up a little bit. And if you got your own authority, you should be right around 85%. So, all right, got that out of the way. I only say that, I wanted to get into that little subject there because I see on a lot of live streams of other channels, people talking about getting their authority and going to the oil field, and I'm not sure people understand what that means. You do want to do it if you're an owner operator. It is beneficial to you. You're going to get a higher rate, but it may not be what you think. So just wanted to go over that. And I'm going to have, on the 10 years in the oil field videos, when we get into me buying the truck and doing all that, there'll be a ton of information there on what I did. But we're still quite a few. We're probably 2 or 3 videos away from that. So, but keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming up soon. So, all right. Should we do comments or news? I think we should stay with news, oil field news here. So, a couple, not much. Some things to think about though. So, I'd start with Exxon. Exxon, XTO would be the drilling side of Exxon. What an interesting year they've had. A tough year. Initially, the SEC started looking into them for some trading issues or something like that. I don't have all the details on that. That kind of put them in an interesting position on an already tough year. And then recently come out that there's a bunch of environmental activists trying to buy board seats, right? So they're trying to get at the steering wheel of a major oil company to push their environmental agenda. This has just recently come out, I think, last week. And that isn't very good, obviously. So you've got this triple whammy for Exxon with the SEC, the environmental activists trying to get on board and take over board seats. And then you had this rumor of a merger going on with Chevron to push the stock that's causing them some issues. So those 3 things have put Exxon in a pretty tough position this year, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with their activity. So moving on, and this is probably the most important part that I'd like everybody to pay attention to. It's disturbing. So in the news last week, China buys Surge Energy in the Permian. I don't have the details. I probably should have done a little research before I started this on how many acres, how many wells. But complete China takeover of a portion of the oil field in the Permian Basin. Surge Energy. Just in case you're down there and you see them, something to think about. That is China in our oil field. So I think that's a big deal. I don't like it. I don't like seeing that. And I thought it was newsworthy. So moving on from that news, there was some other news I was going to get into with some midstream acquisitions and stuff, but we might save it for another week. So let's get into some comments. All right. I didn't have it up here. I guess last night we'd start with the new subscriber, Mr. JCS. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. He commented great work on that was way back on the S-bar heater stuff. I haven't done many mechanical things lately. I don't know. I haven't wanted to be out there. I need a shop. So, and then I have one here. Where are you? Where are you? CR Racer 521FD. I couldn't reply on your comment, I don't think, if I can find it here, and it wouldn't show up on the video. So I just wanted to make sure I got back to you. I believe he's out hauling water in Ohio, Pennsylvania. And he said I think he said it's been pretty slow. Tough going out there, and I guess they're kind of concerned. So I was talking to Scottish trucker Tommy last night. Had a little chat back and forth with him. Let's see here. Red, thank you. We had no red comment on one there. Time lapse. Very surprising to see time lapse comment on one of my videos. I was very happy about that. Very cool. We were talking about man camps. I should probably reply to that one here today. Oh, looking. Home over the Kenny, thank you. Bless you, brother. Henry Bob, as usual. Firebird, good to see you, Firebird. Firebird said I make it look easy. I don't know what he's talking about, because that was the live stream that I butchered. Apparently, I don't know how to get my screen right on a live stream, but I'll try to do more of those. I think you guys would find it interesting. And back to that, Firebird. If you think I make it look easy, I should make a video of some of the mess ups, because it's not always perfect. Firebird again. Those pipes sound good. Oh, they do in that truck. That Detroit barks them pipes. Red, thank you for the comment. Kenny again, talking about Kenny. He texted me and he commented on a couple videos. He's going to he's switching from flatbed over to heavy haul, some kind of heavy haul thing going on. So interesting to see what happens there. Justin Snow, thank you for your comment. Thanks for watching. He asked if that was a disposal on 22. No, that one wasn't, but it was the same operator. And I don't like to get into what I'm doing. It's very tough for me. I don't necessarily want attention to where I'm at and what I'm doing in the oil field, but I do put stuff out there. So yeah, you're probably familiar with that company. It was that company. It just wasn't that location. But I'm at all of them. That's one of my personal contracts. I work direct for them. So, oh, Kenny again, talking about that heavy haul thing. Henry Bob, great to see you working. Thanks, Henry Bob. It isn't going so good. Every time I do go out to work, it makes things a little worse for me. So I don't know what that means. Hotshot Dave, I was talking to him, so I don't know if I should even get into this. But I was commenting back and forth with that Hotshot Dave guy about his wreck, so it has nothing to do with my channel, so I'll leave it alone. If any of you guys got comments about it. Okay, Raul Marino. Doesn't look good for the industry so far. What happened in Wisconsin is not a good start. Absolutely. I mean, now you could look at it that way, and it's too early to tell, but what's going on, might help the oil field a lot. So we'll see. They could go one of two ways, right? So we don't know which way it's going to go. Oh, don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. New subscriber. We got Zipzit50. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Marshall, I've been forgetting about you on shout-outs. Marshall Lamb. Okay, this is a good one. We get something to talk about here. He says he's only hauled sand and they charge by the load at a set rate. Did I get back to you on this? I think I tried. And of course I'm doing over the road general freight and it's by the mile. I've heard some guys doing their truck by the hour locally. Okay, let's take a minute and talk about rates again for owner operators. Okay, so it used to be in the last great days of water hauling that all of your fracks, flowbacks, coil tubing, drilling with service work, that was done by an hourly rate. So you have service work and barrel rate, right? So, but before I get into all the details, it seems it's changed dramatically with all this crap we've been through in the past year and a half. And a lot of that service work has went to barrel rate, which is the problem. I think you guys have seen me get upset about it. I think you've seen what I've gone through the past year with that. And we're having to adapt with a lot of the work that we used to make $110 an hour to the truck on is by the barrel. So now, depending on the load, depends on how long it takes you to make a turn with the load, you want to stay in that 90 to 100 mark. But I got to tell you, I was doing some here on that last frac that we're driving the truck down to $60, $70 an hour, and that's where I kind of had a fit. So, I can't remember his original comment. I can try to find it here. How do companies charge on the water side for loads when you are leased to someone? So the company's going to charge by the barrel if it's a barrel rate, right? And you're going to get 85% of that rate, no matter how long it takes you, or it's by the hour. Now, if they're charging $120 an hour, you're getting 85% of that. And the rates from the leasers I've seen have been anywhere from 108 on up to 120. So it depends on who you run for. So I hope we cleared a little bit of that up. All right, Marshall, good to see you. Thanks for the comments, man. Firebird again. Firebird's all chatty. Now, we were talking about something off the record there. So, oh, what the heck? Well, bring it up. Oh, me and Firebird, I was talking to him about a stock I'm looking at. I think once I get more information on it, I'll put it out there. I think Firebird's going to Texas. Firebird, let us know if you're going to Texas to haul sand. I think just about everybody is. So the quicker you get there, the better, I'd say. Firebird again. Buy cheap now, sell high. That's kind of been my game plan for the past year, but I ran out of spendable money. I put a house up. It probably didn't help that. So, Firebird. Time lapse. Henry Bob again. Bless you, Henry Bob. Thank you. Habeas corpus. Solid. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for saying that. Thanks for being here. Shout out Dooner again. CR Razor, here it is. So back in the beginning, this is that comment that for some reason I couldn't reply to or get back to you. But CR Razor 52 LFD, or I think it's LFD. I run production water in Ohio and Pennsylvania right now. Things are kind of steady. They are still fracking, but not a lot of drilling going on. There are a lot of permits that are... Oh, now I lost it. Oh no. I lost it. So apparently it's pretty slow out there, and drilling hasn't picked up. Jimmy Beasley, thanks for acknowledging our comments. It means a lot. Glad somebody actually takes the time. I wish you the best. Biden is really trying to ruin this country. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that part, but Well, Jimmy Beasley, thank you. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. I'm really getting a little bit more comfortable with doing this, and I love talking to you guys, interacting with you guys. I hope we get more people involved and we can get some more information out there. So, Jimmy, thank you. I got to go back somehow. There we go. JP, thank you, JP. Mind Game 2020, I think I already said that before, so I think that's about it on the comments. So, all right, let's move on. All right, so moving on, I just want to close out with kind of what we're looking at for the next few weeks. Technically, we're pretty much shut down. I have a little work here and there. One of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to stockpile some diesel. Here, I'm going to make room this week in a bunch of tanks. And I think diesel is going to be going up considerably over the next month or so. So I'd like to stockpile as much as I can. Spring fracs and drilling. I think I mentioned it in the last video that we're definitely gearing up for spring. And we're hoping for the best. We're hoping to be on them, possibly bringing a driver on. Now, this was my plan a year ago. When I had the International, I was going to be running 2 trucks and probably 2 to 3 drivers. That was my plan, and that got destroyed, And now the International's gone. I sold the International. Couple reasons. When things get slow and you've got irons sitting in the field not doing anything, it wears on you. And, somebody offers to buy the thing, well, there you go. Money in the bank, right? I could have that money working somewhere. And, it had an ISX in it. It had a CM 850 in it. 850, 650, whatever. It had the Cummins ISX 400 ST in it. CM 870 is what it had. And those are expensive damn motors to repair and fix. Andrew's talking about this a lot, and I think this is a good thing to talk about for a second, is that, that's a $27,000-$30,000 rebuild. I don't know what the end frame would be on it exactly, but it's over $20,000. That motor still ran good, but it had a lot of blow-by, and it was having issues, a lot of soot issues. And if I was going to keep it and work that truck, I was looking at doing that, at some point. And any of you out there buying an old International with the Cummins in it, take care of that thing. You got to run the overhead on those like twice a year, and they love to chew up cams. So, I'd be popping that valve cover twice a year. Because you get to a point where you got to in-frame that motor, you're going to spend more money than the truck's probably actually worth, in my personal opinion. But if you can find an International with a Detroit, a Cat's expensive too, but a Cat's kind of a different story. I'd choose Cat over Cummins. But so that's why I sold the International. So we'll move on. Recently, here last week, we put a bid in on contract pumping. We're going to go back to doing contract pumping. I should probably get into a video on what that's all about if we go back to doing it. Basically, I'd get 2 trucks on the road again with a couple employees, and we'd be out pumping wells. It's not big money, but it's steady money, depending on how many wells you have. So we contract pump wells for $1,200 a month per well. So, and it only requires a couple hours a day. So we're looking at getting back into contract pumping. I think we got 2 lined up here, and you won't be surprised at which ones those are. So, and maybe hiring pumpers for that. So we do have a lot of irons in the fire. We're looking to make some improvements this year. And the maintenance division, I'm trying to get that back going again. I was gonna, for the summer, thinking about having the kids run that. That's basically just a power washing company where we do painting and stuff like that along with it. So, all right, folks, I think that just about covers it. I don't want to go too long here, but that's the your oil field update, your oil field news, your pricing. Did we get into pricing? If we didn't, we'll do it next week. The breakdown between the WTI contracts and what the actual price is per field. So if anybody's got any questions about that, I could get into it next time. So, alrighty, folks. Thank y'all for being here. And once again, I truly appreciate all of your comments and your likes. It means a lot to me. So y'all take care, stay safe, and be blessed, and we'll catch you soon.